Today we are on week 39. We're on day 5. We've gotten to day 5. And we're continuing in our reading of the book of Nehemiah, chapters 5 through 7. Here, the emphasis continues on renewing our commitment to God's covenant and God's law. But we also see that rebuilding the wall wasn't just a project in putting brick and mortar together, but it also meant facing opposition from people outside. A fortified city would mean that there was protection and the ability to hide from enemies, and that wasn't something that people really wanted. The people who had started to live in the area during the period of exile. And so we see a myriad of ways in which they try to halt or slow down construction. Now, maybe you've seen these same tactics used against you in your own life when you are trying to do God's will, when you're trying to follow God's loving way of living. There's distraction. What are the distractions that we have in our own lives? Or maybe intimidation. Maybe there are some that have intimidated you out of going to church or Sunday school or speaking up about God. There were bold coalitions of people who came together. Think of it as a reverse version of a intervention, if you will. And then even ruining someone's reputation and the efforts that go behind trying to prevent Nehemiah and the people in this case from doing God's will, which is to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. In chapter 7, we particularly see that the idea of the walls is to help build national identity and to encourage pure commitment to God's loving ways. What does it take for us to stay on the path of righteousness, to stay on the path of doing what God has called us to do? Have we found ourselves distracted, intimidated, found ourselves having to face groups of people who are against us, or even those who are willing to ruin our reputations? Are we willing to do whatever it takes to follow God today?